Welcome to the Honor Salute Military Volunteer Training. This course will take you through the procedures of a standard Honor Salute tribute and outline your responsibilities as a military volunteer. We will begin with a brief overview of hospice. Hospice care becomes an option when a cure is no longer possible. We provide physical, psychosocial, and spiritual support services to the person facing life-limiting conditions along with their family members. Our purpose is to relieve the patient's symptoms and pain during the final journey of their illness. Upon admission, the patient is assigned to a clinical team including a doctor, nurse, aide, social worker, chaplain, and volunteer. Our goal is to keep the patient wherever they prefer to be, whether that's in their home, at our inpatient facility, at a nursing home, or at a hospital. We also provide the necessary support in educating caregivers about tending to the patient's medical needs. We believe that each patient has the right to die pain-free, the right to know their family has the necessary support, and the right to die with dignity. This is where our honor salutes come into play. Our program provides veteran patients with self-worth and helps them in the healing process, ensuring that their lives mattered. The Honor Salute program brings together military volunteers with veterans cared for by Hospice of the Chesapeake. Our partnership is unique in that it establishes a very strong intergenerational connection and helps to show gratification to our veteran patients during the final stages of their life. Family and friends gather to celebrate what is often the final time our veteran patients are publicly thanked for their service. It is important to note that every honor salute is different depending on the wishes of the patient and family. Sometimes the gathering is quite small and intimate, while other times family and friends travel from out of town to attend. In a nutshell, one of our hospice volunteers will pick you up and accompany you and one or two other military volunteers to our veteran patient's place of residence. For HIPAA reasons, we cannot share with you our patient's address. However, we will inform you of the pickup time, the pickup location, and the scheduled tribute time in advance. Your hospice volunteer will take care of the rest. At the tribute, one of you will present the veteran with a certificate of appreciation while the other or others salute him or her. After that, one military volunteer will pin the veteran and another will offer him or her a patriotic handmade blanket donated by a local sewing group. We will also provide you with thank you cards written and decorated by local elementary school students. We find that this brings a lot of meaning to our veteran patients, and if you choose to do so, they often enjoy it if you take turns reading the cards out loud. The Honor Salute program was founded in 2010 by former Director of Volunteer Services Kathy Beauregard and former Midshipman Kimberly Bernardi. It started as a small group of dedicated midshipman volunteers, but by fall of 2013, Kimberly recruited a total of 140 midshipmen to participate in the initiative. To date, we have over 400 midshipmen involved and are continuing to expand our military partnerships within the community. We are honored to be working with Fort Meade. On behalf of Hospice of the Chesapeake, it is our priority to recognize our country's veterans and express our appreciation. In fact, it is a privilege to be welcomed into our patient's space to pay our respects and experience a part of history. 1 in 4 of our patients are veterans, and of that fraction, a significant amount of them served during World War II. Now mostly in their 90s, World War II veterans are dying quickly at about 555 a day, according to U.S. Veteran Administration figures. It is estimated by 2036 there will no longer be living World War II veterans to share first-hand experiences. During your time volunteering with Hospice of the Chesapeake, you will work closely with our volunteer coordinators who handle the volunteer matches and organization of each tribute. Your hospice volunteer, who you will be connected with before the scheduled tribute, will be your point person on the day of the honor salute. In preparation of each honor salute, our volunteer coordinator will send you an email with the tribute date and time, the contact information of the hospice volunteer who will pick you up, where and when they will pick you up, and the names and contact information of the other military volunteers attending with you. You will also receive a detailed document of procedures outlining your responsibilities before and during the tribute. Please reply to and confirm your attendance as soon as possible. Our coordinator will send the hospice volunteer your contact information as well. You are not required to contact your hospice volunteer, but you have the option to touch base with him or her before the tribute date to ask any questions you might have, including what type of car they drive, so that you can keep a lookout for them when they come to pick you up. After your hospice volunteer picks you up, he or she will provide you with a confidentiality agreement form before you arrive to the tribute. It will look identical to the image on the right. Please sign the form and return it to your volunteer. Once you arrive at the patient's place of residence, please introduce yourself to the patient and family members. Remember that each tribute is different. Some patients and families choose to visit for some time before the presentation, while others prefer to do it upon arrival. We ask that you let things go as they may and adjust according to the family and patient's preferences. Your hospice volunteer will be able to help navigate this process as well. Your hospice volunteer and oftentimes family members will take photos. Please make sure that everyone is situated before you present the certificate and begin the presentation. Please perform the presentation in the following order. One of you will present the veteran with the personalized certificate of appreciation. This will be provided to you by your hospice volunteer upon pickup. The others will stand beside the veteran while one of them commands to salute after the certificate is presented. Here is an example of what can be said as the certificate is being presented. On behalf of Hospice of the Chesapeake and Fort George G. Meade, it is my honor to present to you the certificate in gratitude of your service to our country. Please be sure to make it your own and come to the tribute prepared with something to say. After presenting the certificate, one military volunteer will pin the veteran with the pin provided by your hospice volunteer. Here is an example of what you can say before you pin the veteran. Today we honor you for your service to our nation. We thank you for your sacrifices and dedication to the citizens of the United States of America. On behalf of Hospice of the Chesapeake and Fort George G. Meade, please accept our deepest appreciation and respect. May you wear this pin as a reminder of our gratitude for your unwavering commitment to our country. Again, please feel free to make it your own. Afterward, another military volunteer will present the blanket or shawl. Please also consider taking the time to read aloud the handmade thank you cards from local elementary school students. Please be sure to touch base with one another prior to the tribute so that all roles are decided beforehand. Oftentimes, our military volunteers will stay for some time after the presentation. This is by no means required, but often the patient and family enjoy spending some more time with you. If the patient is able to and feeling well enough, many times he or she will share some of his or her military experiences. In the past, family members have brought out photos, awards, and other memorabilia, which makes for a very special time shared with one another. Either at the tribute or on the car ride back to the base, please be sure to sign a photo release form permitting us to use the photos and/or videos taken at the honor salute. This sheet will be provided to you by your hospice volunteer. After your visit, your hospice volunteer will take you directly back to the base where they picked you up. In the unlikely event that you need to cancel, please be sure to contact both your hospice volunteer and our hospice volunteer coordinator as soon as possible. It is very important that you are prepared and timely, as family members often travel to see their loved one receive this recognition. Hospice of the Chesapeake strives to make each honor salute as personalized and special as possible. If we know that a family member is a veteran or active military, we often surprise him or her with their own personalized certificate of appreciation. If this is the case for your assigned tribute, either our volunteer coordinator or your hospice volunteer will notify you. If the honor salute is scheduled close to a milestone, for example, a birthday or wedding anniversary, we oftentimes recognize and celebrate the occasion at the tribute. This photo is of second-class boatswain mate Robert Beth. Hospice of the Chesapeake was able to schedule his honor salute on his 90th birthday. Friends and family gathered together to celebrate the exciting day. It was requested by Mr. Beth's wife that hospice keep the tribute a surprise, so upon the arrival of the hospice volunteer and midshipman, Mr. Beth was being distracted in the other room. Family, friends, and neighbors piled in his abundantly decorated living room. As he walked out into the room, he was greeted with the four midshipmen standing in front of him at attention in line formation. The biggest surprise of all was his best man, who he served with and hadn't seen in 17 years, standing in the middle of the room. The look in Mr. Beth's eyes said it all and really captured the importance of recognizing and celebrating our country's heroes. A humble man, Marine Corps veteran Sergeant James McMurtry, was initially resistant to the idea of an honor salute. After discussing with his wife and hospice volunteer, Sergeant McMurtry finally accepted, and on the day of his honor salute was surrounded by loved ones. As a Vietnam veteran, like many others, he was never properly recognized after returning home from war. In fact, he said that this was the first time he was ever welcomed home. Sergeant McMurtry passed away 2 days later. Had it not been for the tribute, his family, including his son from out of state, would not have been with him when he took his final breath. It is often said that people hold on for a reason. What a privilege it was to welcome home Sergeant McMurtry. Because our hospice patients are nearing the end of their life, there is the possibility that the patient passes before the scheduled tribute date. Although this doesn't frequently happen, we want to make you aware. Your hospice volunteer will contact you if the patient does pass. Please be sure to check your phone and email, especially on the day of the tribute, just to make sure. If you do not hear from your hospice volunteer, know that the tribute is still on. Thank you for your support and dedication to our Honor Salute program. We are grateful to be partnering with you. It would not be possible without your commitment.